Good morning, students. Today, the topic of discussion would be Java vector as required by all of you. This is a revision series, and we'll just have a look what are vectors. Java vector, as you know, it is in dynamic array. Arrays usually are static in nature, but if I want to add the dynamic aspect to the arrays, we have a new version of arrays there, that is vectors. When we say they are dynamic arrays, vectors are dynamic arrays, this means that the size of a vector can grow and shrink as per the user's requirement, which is usually not possible in case of arrays. Arrays being static in nature, you cannot alter the size of an array conveniently. They can be altered, the size can be altered, but it requires ample of programming aspects involved into it. Usually they are considered as static in nature. So once defined, the size of an array is fixed. You cannot increase or decrease, but you can increase or decrease the size of the vector. So they are also known as dynamic arrays, okay, which can grow and shrink in size. Unlike arrays, we can store n number of elements as there is no size limit. So you can have an impression that vectors are something very much similar to what we have learned in data structure as linked list. Linked list में यही पढ़ाया गया था कि linked list when compared to arrays, they are dynamic in nature. आप लिंक लिस्ट में जब भी चाहे जितने नोड्स ऐड और डिलीट कर सकते हैं, जहां से चाहे वहां से डिलीट कर सकते हैं. Deletion of a node from the starting point of the linked list at the end of the linked list or the middle. Similarly, you can insert a node very conveniently in the middle or beginning or end of the linked list. So it is a part of Java collection framework since 1.2. So Java version 1.2 onwards only the concept of vector is available to Java programming. Means JDK 2.0. So it is found in java.util package. Another aspect, Java vector classes kahan milte hain hame? Util package mein. And they implement the list interface. That is why I have taken an analogy of linked list. I've compared vectors with linked list. So list is a pre-prepared interface जो कि attached होता है with Java vector classes. So we can use all the methods of list interface over here in vector class objects. If we have a look to the hierarchy, we see that the Java vector class implements the list interface. And from the Java vector class, the stack class is inherited. So stack is a subclass of vector, a vector class which implements the list interface. The list interface is a derived from collection interface, and collection interface is derived from iterable interface. तो जो list interface है, that is a derived or a child interface of collection, which is in turn a child interface of iterable. So ये तीन जो नाम दिए हैं, ये interfaces के नाम हैं. और vector is a class which implements the list interface. And vector class से derive दूसरी class है stack. So this is a hierarchy which you should remember. And where do we find all these classes and interface? In java.util package. Java vector proves to be very useful if you don't know the size of the array in advance, or you just need that one can change size over the lifetime of a program dynamically. So following is a list of constructors. दो तरह के constructors are given. One is a void constructor with no parameter. तो initial size of the vector considered to be 10. अगर हम void type constructor और default constructor जिसको बोलते हैं अगर हम use करते हैं तो by default I can store 10 elements into my vector class object, or else I can define the size of my vector by using this parameterized constructor which takes size as a parameter. Okay, now third and fourth parameter, as you can see, third parameter is int size, int cr, incur, that is increment. ये default initially जब vector बनेगा तो इतने size का बनेगा, suppose बनेगा 5,2 और हर बारी दो elements add हो जाएंगे. तो pairs whose initial capacity is specified by size and whose increment is specified by incr. Increment specifies the number of elements to allocate each time that the vector is resized upwards. तो अगर हम vector class को object initialize करते 5,2 तो initially the size of the vector will be 5. 5 elements can be stored, and at a time you can increment the size of vector by +2. तो 5 के बाद 7 के बाद 9 के बाद 11. That way the size of the vector might increase. And the fourth type of constructor, as you can see, is collection. Collection interface का object लेके जाता है. So this is an example, children. I'm giving it to you, so you can use this program and try to run into your JDK, wherever you practice your Java programming at your work. So you have to import obviously the java.util package. ये by default तो add नहीं होगा. Java vector example is my class name. Main में मैंने क्या करा, एक vector बनाया, vector class का VEC object बनाया. यहाँ string specify करा इसलिए क्योंकि I want the elements to be stored of string type into this vector. New vector, okay, और उसको size specify करा 4. तो initially 4 elements can be added to this vector class object vec. और मैंने 4 ऑब्जेक्ट्स ऐड कर दिए vec.add फंक्शन के थ्रू. मैंने टाइगर, लायन, डॉग, एलिफेंट. ओके, चेक द साइज एंड कैपेसिटी. साइज और कैपेसिटी जानने के लिए आई हैव अ साइज फंक्शन ऑफ वेक्टर क्लास. ठीक, डिफॉल्ट कैपेसिटी जानने के लिए कैपेसिटी फंक्शन, और डिस्प्ले दी एलिमेंट्स के लिए सिंपल वेक ऑब्जेक्ट को आप डिस्प्ले कर सकते हो. पूरा ऑब्जेक्ट एज ऑल द एलिमेंट्स ऑफ दिस ऑब्जेक्ट विल बी डिस्प्ले. नाउ आई कैन ऐड मोर एलिमेंट टू माय वेक्टर बाय यूजिंग add element. यहाँ पे सिर्फ add function use करेंगे, और जब हम add element करेंगे तो new, like beyond the capacity when I'm adding, तो size will increase. Again, now you check the size and the capacity, right? And the elements will be displayed. Check if tiger is present or not. तो if vec dot contains tiger, contains function पूरे vector में find out करेगा कि tiger नाम का element exist करता है मेरे vector में. नहीं, अगर करता है तो उसका इंडेक्स वैल्यू प्रिंट करा देंगे थ्रू इंडेक्स ऑफ फंक्शन, एल्स टाइगर इज नॉट प्रेजेंट इन द लिस्ट. सो व्हेन वी रन दिस प्रोग्राम, फर्स्ट एलिमेंट, लास्ट एलिमेंट, इस तरह से. तो साइज इज 4, कैपेसिटी इज 4, एलिमेंट्स इस तरह से डिस्प्ले हो जाएंगे पूरे वेक ऑब्जेक्ट के. फिर नेक्स्ट साइज आफ्टर एडिशन इज 7 और कैपेसिटी इज 8, क्योंकि डबल हो जाता है बाय डिफॉल्ट में, उतने ही एलिमेंट्स ऐड हो जाते हैं. और now the elements added are rat, cat and deer. Tiger is present at the 0th index क्योंकि vectors are similar to arrays, so indexing starts with 0. First element of the vector is tiger and the last element of the vector is deer. हर एक के लिए हमारे पास you can see there is a pre-prepared function, first element, last element. So I hope with this example program, the concept of vectors is clear to all of you. That's all for this video lecture. Thank you.